The next wave of censorship is coming very soon. It is right around the corner. A lot of you already know we're living in a time of extreme censorship where you can barely say anything if it does not align with the mainstream narrative or thought process. My last video is a prime example of being censored. I pinned a comment telling a lot of you all that your comments were being monitored. We're going to use the word monitor for the purpose of this video because when I pinned the comment trying to let you all know that you were being monitored and I used the word censor, they literally mumble jumbled my sentence. When I went to hit send, it said something completely different. It said, like some weird stuff. And I'm like, I did not type that. The comment sent a completely different way from what I had actually typed. There were other comments that would not even go through. Finally, about the fourth try, my pinned comment did go through, but I had to change some of my wording. So it was really crazy. So anyway, I saw an article Yahoo and Political had, and it mentioned that your private conversations are soon going to be fact-checked. So what I want to do is I just want to read a couple of paragraphs that really stood out to me in this article, and we're going to talk about this. So this is really crazy. So the name of this article, it says, potentially a death sentence. White House goes off on Big V fearmongers. So they're upset because a lot of people are opposing it. You are in the way of their agenda. And you know what? They are not going to have that. So let me read a couple of these paragraphs that stood out to me. So the first one says, the White House has decided to hit back harder on misinformation and scare tactics after Republican lawmakers and conservative activists pledged to fight the administration's stated plans to go door to door to increase Big V rates. The pushback will include directly calling out social media platforms and conservative news shows that promote such tactics. Basically, in their efforts to go door to door, they're saying that they're trying to figure out if there are any barriers that are preventing people from getting Big V. And if there are, we're going to help you because you know what? We care so much about your health. Okay, that's what they're basically saying. And they're saying the pushback will include directly calling out social media platforms and conservative news shows that promote such tactics. Let's go on to the next one. It says, Biden allied groups, including the Democratic National Committee, are also planning to engage fact checkers more aggressively and work with SMS carriers to dispel misinformation about Big V that is sent over social media and text messages. The goal is to ensure that people who may have difficulty getting Big V because of issues like transportation see those barriers lessened or removed entirely. So basically what they're letting you know is that they are planning to monitor your private text message conversations. And what they did was they kind of nestled it in neatly into this whole article disparaging conservative people because they think that conservative people are making people fearful of Big V. And they said that a lot of conservative people are spreading misinformation. They're going to crack down harder on conservative people who are spreading the information that they don't like. They're going door to door, meaning they're getting more aggressive, right? They want people to get it. So they're like, what can we do to get you to succumb to our agenda and what we want you to do? So they're going private, right? They're saying, we're going to now enter your private conversations, which they have already been doing, right? They have already been listening in on private phone conversations. They already see your private text messages. If you're online, a lot of your private information they can already see, okay? But the thing is now they want to say, well, not only can we see your private conversations? If you're saying something that we don't like, now we can join in on the conversation. Say, for instance, you're sending your family some information about Big V, and they don't like what you're sending. They don't like what you're texting. They can put one of those messages like they do with the videos. If you've ever posted a video talking about Big V or the election, they'll post something underneath that and they'll say, hey, learn the truth about, what it really is. They can do the same thing, or they're probably making plans to do the same thing with your private text message conversations. And eventually, it will probably get to a point where they're saying, okay, now when you're on the phone and you're talking to somebody and we don't like what you're saying, now what we can do is we can have a robot say, learn the truth about what's really going on. Because where did that robot voice come from? Or they can drop your calls. They are getting crazy aggressive. And anybody, even if you are for Big V and you don't see anything wrong with it, it should concern you as to why they are just pushing and fighting so hard. When have they ever cared that much about anybody? And they're saying, oh, well, conservative people don't like it if we go door to door. No, you don't need to come to my door trying to convince me of anything. No, we just want to see how we can remove barriers. No, wrong. See, they always try to put it in some nice little gift box. We want to see how we can remove barriers and help people and help the low income people who don't have transportation. Good and doggone well, transportation is not the issue as to why people are not getting Big V. So stop. That's crap. This is a violation of the Fourth Amendment rights, which says the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. Effects could include technology against unreasonable searches and seizures. So you cannot just enter into people's private conversations without their consent. That is a violation of our rights. This monitoring of free speech will not just be limited to information concerning Big V. Right? We have another election coming up. They're freaking out once again. They're scared that a lot of people are going to find out what really happened in the last one. Okay? They're freaking out. They're scared about talks about Pennsylvania joining in on what's going on in Arizona. So yeah, they're going to fight tooth and nail, like I always say, to conceal all of the corruption that is going on. They're able to get more and more progressive and extreme in their push for their agenda because there are not enough people fighting back against it. You have a lot of people who are advocating for the agenda because these people are just so slick in how they get you to fight on their behalf to get certain things pushed. Think of they're giving a hungry man filet mignon. Right? And I'm giving this to you basically on a silver platter, but it's filled with poison. And that's the thing people don't realize. It looks good. It's juicy. It looks very tasty. But at the end of the day, I don't believe it's good for you. But they're presenting it in a way where a lot of people are being deceived and they think that it is good for you. And I'm looking at this text message that I actually got from the Department of Health. And this was about a week ago. I'm not sure if any of you have gotten a similar text message, but I'm going to read it. It is crazy. I'm like, wow, they are getting really aggressive now. It says, hi, this is the blank Department of Health and Human Services with CVD Big V info. Can we count on you to encourage a few people to get Big V too? Text Y for yes or N for no. I'm like, whoa, now you're texting me about this. It says eligible residents who have received at least one dose of Big V can enter for a chance to win $2 million in other prizes. So just think about it. If you're a person, you need more money and you're like, oh man, dang, I could really use that extra money. And they're tempting you, like I said in my last video, that dangling carrot, you can win $2 million. see, come on, come get it. And they're offering all kinds of other stuff, free food, free movie tickets, just all kinds of stuff, trying to convince people to get this. You have a lot of countries who have been brave enough, the people have been brave enough to fight back against communism and the powers that be and their agendas. And that, to me, seems like that is what it is going to take in order to stop these people in their evil tracks. The Bible says faith without works is dead, right? We can pray, we can do all of this kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, it's going to come to a point where we're going to have to fight back. So anyway, make sure you stay prayed up and tuned in. I got a lot more videos coming, but that is all for now. And until the next video, take care, God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one.